Hey everyone who's watching this replayed. Obviously, we're going to wait a little bit for everyone to come in and join up and ask some questions. But yeah, today I have a little bit of time. I should be doing some uni work, but I'm finding ways to bludge that. So today we're going to be doing another live Q&A. Hopefully today's live Q&A is pretty interesting. We get some good questions and everything like that. I'll tell you guys. I was turning my phone off. I'll tell you guys some stuff that's been happening in the fish room, and yeah, we'll see how many people join, because I haven't told anyone that I'm going to be going live today. So yeah, we'll see how we go. But in recent news, I don't know how it's yeah, I don't know why the light's pink. I'm telling you guys, I'm pretty much a boomer with this stuff. There's a whole realm of live streaming equipment and things like that which I need to dive into. So I haven't even touched the surface really, even getting stuff on the screen. And there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to do with these live streams. So thanks for putting up with the pink footage. I don't know why it's a little bit pink, but that's just, anyways. Yeah, I wouldn't know because I'm colorblind. So hey everyone who's really quickly joined. Wow, good to see you guys. Yeah, so what can I say? Man, I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little bit. Oh yeah, so news. Yeah, so today I live in Brisbane, and obviously I'm just not a big fan of talking about this stuff because I don't know, everyone talks about it, but we've gone into a COVID lockdown. It doesn't mean I have COVID, but we have gone into a lockdown, which is a little bit annoying. It doesn't affect me too much. I know it affects a lot of other people. And it's a 3-day lockdown, so there was a couple of cases over the weekend or whatever, and that's happened. I don't keep up with the news too much. I'm normally too busy with my hands in the tank. So, yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen with everyone else. I hope everyone else is okay if you're in Brisbane. I'm sure we're all pretty used to it. So, yeah, we've already got people asking about black crayons and things like that. So, obviously, we're going to talk about that today. We've got Sarah's here, got Mez here. I haven't seen you for a long time. John Maud's here. Who else do I recognize? Bobby's here, obviously. Way back fans. Wow. So it's really good to see you all. I really appreciate you guys all coming to these live streams. And I heard some crazy stuff that I just never even thought I'd be hearing. People enjoy listening to these live streams passively after they're uploaded. So there's probably a lot of people here listening to this replayed, and yeah, I just really appreciate that as well. So I didn't know people would consume content like that, and it's really cool. So over time, hopefully, I was thinking of I don't know, you guys can all comment on it, but getting maybe Justin on one of these live streams, and we'll do another Q&A, and you guys can ask Justin and me some questions. And yeah, I don't know, these live streams are a real good way for all of us to oh man, thanks Liam, thanks so much. You really don't have to do that. I'm going to talk about something in a second that I think's really necessary, but because anyways, we're going to hopefully get Justin on one of these streams, and you guys can ask us some questions, because I don't know, these streams are a perfect way for all of us to actually connect. I find that over a video, and I've probably explained this in other lives, but you don't really form that connection. You can't really talk to me, and I don't seem human. So here it's real cool because I can explain. I don't know, I can be not I'm not transparent, but I can be even more transparent and explain I'm human. I make mistakes and stuff like that. So this gives me a good opportunity to just chat to you guys and yeah, just be a kid, you know what I mean? Because yeah, I've got uni to do, I've got things like that to do, and I'm sure you guys can all relate to that kind of stuff. And I can't really talk about that in my standard videos. It just wouldn't make sense. So I really appreciate everyone coming. Yeah, again, ask some questions. I'll try and answer as many as possible. I think we'll probably be able to get all the questions if there's not too many. I'll try and answer the best ones and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, so big thing that's happened lately with my side of things, and something I want to explain a little bit better, because it can come off on the wrong page. Or no, I don't know. That's not the way you describe it. It can come off wrong, and it can look bad. But I've just opened up memberships. And this was, to be honest, it was inspired from Aquamate. So if you guys saw recently, Aquamate did an unboxing of some of my fish, and they all turned up really well. He loved them a lot. I actually gave him a ton of stuff kind of like overdosed him, and I was super happy to do it because he's just an absolute legend. I went on one of his live streams. Yeah, on the wrong foot. Here we go. It wouldn't be a KFS live stream without the autofocus thing. Yeah, so he did an unboxing, and we were talking just like privately, like, I don't know, I do that with a lot of other people. And he was talking about how he's got memberships, and I don't know, I've been wanting to do it for a while. I talked about it on a couple of live streams ago. And the reason I wanted to do it is not because of money. Like, this YouTube channel never was started to make money, and it just kind of happened that, I mean, it got to a point where it was making money, and now it's, I don't know, I don't really like, it's not something I want to make money from, but it's something that I want to use to connect to people and like to help people. That's like the main thing. But I don't know, a lot of businesses overseas, like especially in the US and things like that, have a massive advantage over like what I'm doing because of and like I'm not complaining, but just so you guys know, about 6% of my audience is here in Australia. So that means like every time people are watching my videos and they're getting viewed, about 6% of the people are here in my country, and that's a tiny percentage of people, and it's probably even smaller amount of people who can actually buy stuff. Like a lot of people, the only thing a lot of people can buy is books because I can actually ship them everywhere. I don't know why it's doing this. This has to stop. This is really annoying. Stop that. All right. So yeah, like 6% of people. Yeah, it kind of looks stupid. Thanks for, I don't know, watching this, even though it's so ghetto. But so I've wanted to, for a while, make certain types of content because there's just so many tanks and so many things that I could be talking about, but a lot of it doesn't make sense to talk about on an actual YouTube video because I'm at that point now where like, yeah, I could be posting whatever I want, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Like if I post such a niche down video on like, for instance, something like I've been dealing with a bit of discus bloat, that might be helpful for like some people, but not enough people for it to be relevant to post. And what can happen is like YouTube, like not that it bothers me, but it affects the channel's performance because I'll post it and not as many people will watch it, and then YouTube will think my videos have gone bad or something like that. So that's where making these certain types of really special content where like I can just literally take my camera and just walk around the fish room for 10 minutes and talk about tons of different things that like I would never show on my actual channel. That's where the memberships come in useful. So if you guys are interested in becoming a member, I think it's like $6 Australian. It's like $5.99 Australian. So it's probably about $5 US. It's a great way to support me if you wanted to. Like you don't have to at all. Nothing's going to change on the channel. I'm still posting the same stuff. And I just want to make that clear because obviously I don't want to like, I don't know. It's not about changing anything. It's just about creating that content and putting it out there for you guys to watch if you wanted to watch it. So that's one thing, you get the content. The other thing too is I've taken 20% off, like you get a 20% off code for the store. And so that's useful for everyone here who's in Australia. I mean, like for $5, if you are planning on buying a ton of fish, most of the time the $5 is going to be cheaper and you're going to save more money anyway. So that's what's happened. I've got memberships now. If you're interested, I'd really appreciate you guys joining up. But like I said, it's not about me asking for you guys like to give me money. It's not about that. You guys watching the videos, liking them is plenty for me. And it's all about helping people. So I want to put out as much content for free as possible. And that's why, yeah. Anyways, so we're getting to some questions. Liam, you're a legend, but you got to just become a member. It's like, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But yeah, let's get through some questions here. So what's the first question going to be? So when are the Black Rams going to be available? So I guess I can talk about that. That's actually in one of the membership videos that I've just uploaded. So we've uploaded the first one, but I can talk about it here too. So basically, Black Ram fry, because of the genetic bottlenecking, that's what Justin likes to call it. I saw he's in the live chat too. Because of that genetic bottlenecking, which is like means we bred brothers and sisters together for so long that the genetics become really weak. They're really susceptible to diseases compared to other fish and other fry, even other like GBR fry. So we had, what was I going to say? So I've been raising a ton of GBR fry and no problems have been happening whatsoever. Like you basically just get them past that brine shrimp stage and then it's just growing them up and selling them. But the black rams, I noticed I came into the fish room one day and they were all like their operculums, I think they're called. The gill plates were really flared out and they were all breathing really heavily and up on the surface of the aquarium. So I could tell, like I had a real good look at it and it made me super stressed because of like how I don't like getting needy with fish because that's when problems start to happen. But if like people really want these things and I really want to secure a good brood stock with Justin and breed up a ton of them because we're really good at doing it together. And I didn't want to let Justin down. I didn't want to let you guys down. So I was just freaking out like any human would. And basically what happened was I could tell it was flukes. Like just like if you had exactly like, what's it called? Like a discus fry. It was the exact same problem. So what we did was we used praziquantel, we treated it, we did a bunch of water changes, and I think I got it just in time that I didn't lose any. But it was really stressful. I can't. It made me super stressed, and it was the first batch. So yeah, we treated the flukes, and now they're doing well. So they're about, I don't know, maybe 1.5 centimeters in size. Probably going to be ready in about 2 months if they're going to be ready at all. We've got to wait for them to grow up and see what they even look like. Because if they don't look black, I don't want to sell them. I'd rather keep them and breed them again. So, and like, it's just been crazy. Like, I mean, a ton of people. We've posted like photos, me and Justin, on different Facebook groups, and we've just done that to see what people think of the actual black rams, like whether they would consider them black rams or not. And we've just been getting like, I don't know, like just, I wouldn't say harassed, but tons of people are just messaging us about it. And yeah, it's like actually crazy how many people are after them. So yeah, I don't know. I appreciate everyone like really wanting them. And obviously I want to get them out and make them as good as possible with Justin. So that's a big priority for us, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we'll ask some more questions. We'll answer a couple more questions. So here we go. Neon Tetris fin nippers. No, they're not. Hey man, I'm a big fan. Koi leucomelis, Schwartzii, axelrodi, or triliniatus. I have to pick one for my tank. So this is a good question. And it all really depends on what you're after. Leucomelis is probably my favorite looking there. Just because they have that beautiful face. They've got the leopard patterning. And then they've got that like cool, I don't know if it's a diamond, but they've got the cool, what's the spike fin? Someone's going to say it for me. I'm not good with that stuff. They probably look the coolest, but aren't easy to breed. If you have triliniatus, they look similar to leucomelis. They're going to be cheaper and they're going to breed like all the time. Like they breed like no tomorrow. They're breeding every day I come into the fish room. So axelrodis are cool, not as cool as leucomelis. I'd probably go triliniatus because cheapest, they're going to breed. You're going to get to see a bunch of cool behavior. They're really, really cool. How are the Borneo suckers? They're good. They had white spot when they first came in, so maybe 3 or 4 days after, but I've treated that and they're doing really, really well now. And yeah. Will you sell pairs of fish that are not live bearers? I'm not too sure what that question means, but will you sell pairs of fish that are not live bearers? I already sell pairs of some stuff, so yeah. My angels keep, here we go, Benny. My angels keep spawning like in the middle of the night and keep eating their eggs. I want to pull them, but I can't get them in time. Any tips to make them spawn earlier? That's really funny. So with that question, I'm guessing that I don't know whether they're spawning in the dark because normally angelfish won't spawn in the dark. So maybe what you should do is if you want to catch them earlier, turn off the ambient light in the room. So if the light's off on the aquarium, but they're able to see, like say there's a light in the room that's lighting up the tank and they're spawning then, I'd turn that light off and make the aquarium pitch black. Otherwise, if that light's still on, just set the light to turn off a little bit earlier and change their clock because I found that my angelfish spawn so my lights go off at about 7 p.m. and they spawn at about 6 or 5 p.m. So about an hour before the lights go off. And yeah, so like that's probably what I would do. So yeah. We've got more questions. Have you kept goldfish before? I don't know if I've asked this question. I have never kept goldfish before, but I might someday. I definitely will. But yeah, I'll try and get some more. What's this called? Do you think a bristlenose pleco can overeat? Mine's tummy is getting a bit tad chubby. So this is a good question because that's definitely the truth. I've had I actually haven't had, maybe I've had one. I'm trying to think. I've kept a lot of fish and not a crazy amount, but like a lot. Okay, yeah, I've actually had this problem before. So I had some super red bristlenose that I brought home about 7 months ago, and I fed them some Repashy, and it just bloated them so much. So because the Repashy tasted so good, they just went berserk, and they ate and ate and ate. And these were some little juveniles, and they just bloated themselves to death. So that definitely can happen. Another thing I've noticed is they really don't like protein in their diet. So if you're feeding them, like I think it was Repashy grub pie that I might have accidentally thrown in there, they are bloated themselves on the protein, and that was a big problem. So they definitely can. They're absolute grubs. So I'd be a little bit careful about making sure that they don't eat too much, because they can become bloated and it can become a problem, and it's a little bit bad because you can't really fix it too much. So yeah. Looking forward to when you start getting shrimp again. How long till you get some shrimp vids? So me and Justin last week, we set up 3 shrimp tanks in the room. And that was because I haven't kept shrimp for about 2 years at this point. And it's been something that I wanted to get into for a bit. I've never kept the carradinas before. So like the ones that are red and stripy, the real good looking ones. I've never kept them before. And I've wanted to breed them for a very, very long time, since I was about like 14 or 15. So when I was pretty new to fish keeping, but yeah, because it's $20 a shrimp, I couldn't really pull the trigger on it because I had no money. So anyways, we decided to do a couple of different types of shrimp. We're doing blue dreams, yellow cherries, and carradinas, and we're going to see how they go. We've already picked them up, and there's a video coming about them. And if you are a member, you'd find out a little bit earlier, but honestly, like if you don't want to become a member, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, so we've got those 3 types of shrimp that we're going to be breeding, hopefully. I bought 20 yellow cherries, I bought 20 blue dreams, and I bought 10 crystal reds. We'll see how they go. Yeah, I'm obviously going to be making a ton of videos on it, because shrimp are, like, I've made a bunch of videos previously. Probably a bunch of you guys actually found my channel from my shrimp videos. So I want to get back into the shrimp videos, and there's still a lot that I have to learn about the shrimp again, because I haven't kept them for a little bit, before I go out and tell you guys how to do things and how I've been doing it. Because I mean, for all I know, and like touch wood, like this won't happen, but I mean, something terrible could happen overnight, and then I look like an idiot if I've made a video. So yeah, will this lockdown affect shipments? So I don't think so. I'm not going to be shipping out fish. Well, I shipped out fish this morning, but they'll get out of Brisbane hopefully tonight. Fingers crossed. If they don't, then yeah, I don't know. That's probably have to try and get them back real quick. Next week, I probably won't ship fish if it's still lockdown, and then I'll wait for the week after. The thing with shipping fish at the moment is now it's coming in a little bit cold. Like, it's not that cold, but I've got to start getting some heat packs into some of the boxes eventually, because a lot of the fish actually go down to Melbourne and Sydney and places like that. And yeah, they're going to be a little bit colder than Queensland, and that's something that I definitely don't want a problem with. So Liam, thanks so much. Yeah, you're going a bit ridiculous here. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And yeah, what is a $20 shrimp? A $20 shrimp is a carradina crystal shrimp, crystal red. They look fantastic. I mean, this is where I need one of those. Can someone just recommend me? Because otherwise I won't look into it. What streaming software should I use so that I can show the screen? Because that's something that I love watching when I watch the streams. I know a lot of people actually listen to this, but if you have that up, it's really, really good for showing people like stuff and, sharing knowledge and information and really talking and discussing about things. But they're about $20 here. And yeah, I mean, I think there's some that cost about 30 or $40 each. I'm not too sure what types, but maybe later on I'll get some of them just to make a bit of content, but we'll see. Thank you so much, Adam. I really, really appreciate that. OBS. Yeah, so I tried using OBS before, but I kind of sucked at it. So maybe StreamYard could work because I think I'll Streamlabs or StreamYard. Right. Might actually take a photo. There we go. Thank you so much. So I'm going to look into all of those and see if we can fix it up. This is the kind of stuff we get to do here on these live streams. I really appreciate this. You could go on a world tour searching for the best breeding pair of every species in India. Fish are so cheap, so you can get small arowana for less than $30. Yes, I could do that, but one of the problems is that here in Australia, first of all, we're really far away, so there's big delays on shipping normally. And the other thing is that you can't bring a lot of stuff back in, and if it comes back in, it has to go into quarantine, and it's just a massive mess. So yeah, I'll leave that up to the importers to do, and I'll just breed my stuff here for now. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hey Nick, you look so much like Herbie Farnworth. I don't think I look like Herbie Farnworth. Maybe I do. I think he's a little bit better looking than me. And but dude, Herbie Farnworth is he's pretty much a legend at this point after last week's Broncos game. So thanks so much again, Liam. You gotta come on. How do you cure your fish if it has swim bladder disease? So I don't know. I hate to break it to you, but most of the time, swim bladder diseases are pretty permanent. A lot of people, sometimes what you can do is if there's an air block, like if they've swallowed a bit of air or something bad, you can try and get the fish to pass that by using either shelled peas or Epsom salts, which I'm doing with my discus. But otherwise, yeah, there's not a lot you can do. So yeah. Man, what's with this today? This is like crazy, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, geez. Like no one's even asking questions. So just thank you so much. Because yeah, I really, really appreciate that. What happens if I breed 2 different tail gene betters? So, okay, I'm not a scientist. This is where we need what's his face? Justin to come on in the stream and explain this to you. So Justin's I won't completely expose Justin, but he does do he does uni, and he's doing a science degree. Well, he's not like specifically science. He's doing a little bit more. He can explain it to you guys if he wants to. But he explained this to me when this is basic genetics. I'll have to get a piece of paper probably. See, this is where I need that graph. I'm going to look like an idiot, so don't quote me here because I'm obviously not a scientist. There we go. So let's get real ghetto here. So I think the way it works is there's like a bell curve. So we'll try and draw that there. And I think that you do this. And when you breed 2 fish, so hopefully this works. I don't know if this is correct. All right, have a look at that. So what happens is when you breed 2 fish, you get 90% in this middle thing here. This middle bell is what it's going to look like. So that could be just like, that could be like 50% of, I don't honestly know how it works, but you're going to probably get like half and half, and then like a small percentage. I don't know if it'll work with the tails, but this is how it works with the color. Small percentage is a mix of colors, and a small percentage is a mix of the other colors. So I probably just made myself look like a massive idiot, but Justin's the one who's an expert at this stuff. So I think there's some sort of like bell curve where you get a certain percentage, and it's like basic genetics that I probably did when I was like in grade 10, but don't remember it. So yeah, I don't know. Just made myself look like an idiot, but yeah. Here we go. Dude, if someone buys a pair from you and plan on breeding, wouldn't that be inbreeding? So I recommend having a section in your website for breeding fish. I probably should do something like that. Most of the time, yeah, like when I have a fish that I think that people would want to breed, I sell them as pairs, or how I would want to breed them. So like, for instance, if you want to go and buy some dwarf neon rainbows, you can buy them either single, and then there's a deal for buying 10. So the reason I put the deal for buying 10 is obviously because I don't want people to buy one and make it unhappy. I want people to buy 10 and have either a big school or be able to colony breed them. So, yeah. What's the chance of survival on a better fish with dropsy? Probably pretty low. And if you watched the last video I posted, the 7 tips for keeping betters, that's one of the things that I actually had quite a struggle with at the start of my better fish keeping. One of the things is betters, because they're just I don't know, they're not the brightest fish. When they get a treat and they get access to a lot of that treat, for instance, a cube of bloodworms in a Corydoras tank where you're trying to get the bloodworms to sink and the Corydoras to gorge themselves so that they go crazy and breed. So will the betters, and they can overeat and pretty much eat themselves to death and get dropsy. So that's one of the things you got to be careful with betters, is you want to be really cautious with making sure you're not overfeeding your betters and not underfeeding your betters. It's kind of this weird balance. Most of the time, yeah, it does result from either stress or overeating. But it's very hard to treat dropsy, and most of the time it is a death sentence. So, yeah, it's hard. But up the Knights. So we're talking about NRL here. I'm keen to see actually what happens this season with the NRL. I know this is going to be really boring for everyone else who's watching, and I don't know. I follow the NRL, I follow the cricket, and I follow the AFL. I didn't follow the AFL a couple of years ago because back when I was a kid, not the Broncos, the Lions sucked, but they've gotten a little bit better now, and I've learned to like the game a lot more now, even if they do lose. And anyway, so I'm keen to see how the Broncos do this year, because they've changed coach, and I don't know if too much has changed within the club. They've got a couple of experienced players coming in, like David Mead and things like that. But I mean, they had a pretty shocking season last year, and yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how they go. But the Knights, I don't know if they've won all their games. I think they might have won all their games so far. So yeah, the Broncos have lost their first 2. And anyways, up the Titans. Yeah, well, the Titans, thanks again. The Titans, yeah, they'd stomped on the Broncos the other week, and yeah, that wasn't too good. But the Titans have got now David Fifita, which I'm a little bit upset about, and they've also got what's his name, Tino, so Big Tino, and they look like they're doing really well. Yeah, top 3, number 1 Rooster, Raiders, and then Panthers. I reckon, to be honest, the Panthers will probably win this year. They look like the best team from what I've seen. I mean, yeah, the Roosters have always been good, but I obviously don't know, and I don't tip or anything like that. But I'd say the Panthers probably have the best chance at winning. I think just after last year, it doesn't look like it's affected them too much. Normally what happens, well, from what I've seen, is teams that lose a grand final can sometimes never recover from that, because they spend so much time and get to the end and then they don't win. And that can crush a team that's not used to being good. And I guess the Panthers were pretty new to being good. So I'm surprised they're doing so well this year. But yeah. Dude, have you heard of the Australian pea puffer farm? I have. Yeah. Hype. Line breeding is a form of inbreeding. Most line bred fish are better than wild caught. Example, discus is line breed to obtain different color strains. So that's exactly right. I think the problem with that is that you do get deformities, and you get increased deformities. And I think the problem is sometimes a lot of those deformities can't be seen. So it could be a problem with the internals of a fish or something like that. And that's where it can become a problem. So we don't know what we're going to be doing. And it's only a hypothetical, but me and Justin have talked about outcrossing to certain fish with our black rams to make the fish stronger, and then line breeding from that. But we'll see. Hey, Nick, I have a question. Are false Corydoras hard to breed, in your opinion? I think that's false Julie eyes. But yeah, I've been trying to breed them, but I've been unlucky. Do you have any tips for breeding them? So, yeah, I do. So the first thing to do is to try and get a good ratio of fish. So you want about 2 males to every female. So you want trios, and you want your fish to be about 8. Well, like you want to buy them at about 4 months, which is probably like when you're going to get them, and then hold them for about 8 months to a year and let them mature. And then you want to feed them a ton of bloodworms and try and get the flow in the tank pretty high. And those females will fatten up. And then you want to do a big cold water change, and they should breed. One of the things I've noticed that they like to breed is I put a spawning mop at the front of the aquarium, and I put a bunch of flow into that spawning mop, and they come behind the spawning mop and they lay all their eggs in the spawning mop. So when I take that spawning mop out, they lay some eggs on the glass and things like that, but not like, not as many as they would if the mop was in there. So the mop actually really helps to trigger them. And so I don't know. That's what I'd do. That's one of the things I've noticed. So yeah. Aquamate joined up. Thank you so much, Aquamate. He's actually the first member to join. So I really, really appreciate that. And I hope you enjoy being a member. I have to go and join up your channel. I haven't done that yet. So yeah. Oh, Dean Lewis is here. Is this the real Dean Lewis? Nah, just kidding. Love from Ireland. Thank you so much. I hope that tip helped you, by the way, with the kois. I know that kois can be a frustrating fish to breed because certain kois do better in other people's systems. Like, for instance, like black Venezuelan kois are probably one of the easiest kois to breed for other people, but I haven't even gotten a single spawn, and I've tried a lot of stuff. Like I've tried dropping temperature, using rainwater, just tons of different things. So yeah. Ziggs Aquatics, I've started my own little hobby breeding. I've been working on videos of people's collections in local fish store. Would you ever be keen on meeting up with Justin doing a tour? I'm working on my channel now. Maybe in the future we should do something like that. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah. Bro, I have 400 plus betters. Yeah, that's something that happens. So if you start breeding betters and you get a little bit trigger happy and you pull the trigger, like you do 1 or 2 or 3 better spawns, you can end up with hundreds of betters. And it's like okay for me because I did prepare and I made those better racks and shelves to store all the betters when I need to jar them. And you can sell quite a few betters for the right price. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty overwhelming. It's actually like one of the things with betters is it's hard to like you underestimate the amount of work that they are. Like jarring males and keeping the males, happy and healthy and making sure you feed them and change the water and everything like that. It's 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 a job in itself. So the fact that I do this full time makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, that can happen real quick. Abby joined. Thank you so much, Abby. I hope you're enjoying that book. I saw you got that book. And I'm glad that it got to you because we had a couple of issues with the shipping, but I'm glad you enjoyed that. And thank you so much for joining up. I really, really appreciate it, everyone. So yeah. And thank you again, Liam, for joining up to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the order too, because I can tell, like I recognize everyone's orders and everything like that. So yeah. How should I start a business with little money? This is a good question. I'm probably not I don't know. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, and I'll try and think of some stuff that I would do. I guess it all depends on people's circumstances and things like that. I guess there's a few things you could do. The first thing is start small, but then it takes you more time to get up big. But there's something special about starting small, and I'd consider my fish room it seems really big, but for what I'm trying to achieve, it is actually really small. Like when I send out wholesale lists and things like that, I don't have that much variety, and that makes it a little bit hard to be considered like a real business. So I would call my things starting small, but the problem is if you start too big and you fail big, and that's okay for some people, but starting small gives you a lot of advantages over other people because you can pivot in different directions real quick. So say, like, for instance, I wanted to start breeding, what are they called? Shrimp. I can just start it the next day. But if I had a big facility and huge supply lines and things like that, I couldn't easily change that. So my advice would be to start small. If I was interested in, if you're interested in doing like a breeding business, I'd set up a small rack, maybe like spend $1,000. Like that could be a lot, a couple $100 on a small setup, and find a fish that you can reliably breed, and reliably breed and sell consistently. So, for instance, that could be guppies, that could be cherry shrimp, it could even be something like angelfish, and yeah. So, wow, here we go. Yeah, don't spam, please, everyone. It just ruins the stream for everyone else. And if you don't like it, just click away. It's just silly, I think. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, set up a small setup, like do something reliably that you can breed. So maybe angelfish, they always sell. Rams, but you're not, like, sometimes certain people can not be good with rams, especially beginners, and that's okay. So maybe don't do that. Just start small and go and actually find out from shops what you can, like, reliably sell. And that'd be my advice, is to start small. So anyways, yeah, here we go. One sec. This is a bit silly. All right, sorry everyone. This is just it just ruins it for everyone else. I mean, like, so anyways, I couldn't care less. But yeah, go spam on someone with 1,000 people stream. Thank you. Anyways, that's what I would do. And yeah. Here we go. We'll answer a couple more questions. We got like a fly behind us or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, thanks so much for joining the stream, by the way, Aquamate. I really appreciate that. And it was really, really cool to see your unboxing video. It was so cool. So if you guys haven't checked that out, Aquamate did an unboxing of one of my fish boxes. If you guys want to go see what you'd get if you bought fish from me, it's a good example is Aquamate's video. I'm hoping to, in the future, like, this is for all the Aussie people who are here, hopefully in the future it'll be like a box with like cool KFS tape and like something, special inside of it. And like, yeah, I've been writing handwritten notes to when I have like the time. Like today was just chockers and I couldn't get to it. But when I have been able to do it, writing like notes to people and like saying thank you. And yeah, it's just been really, really cool. That's part of the beauty of being small at the moment, is that I can do things like that and really like chase people up and make sure everyone's happy with all the fish and everything like that. So where did I get my yellow galaxy? I got them from Seven Fishes. So I don't know if they have any more. I'll have some later on, but one sec. Yeah. Hey mate, huge fan of your channel, and I have a ton of platy fish, and one is quite round. And how do I tell if it's pregnant? So it's probably pregnant right now. A lot of the time, the best way to tell if a fish, like a live bear, is pregnant is you look for that gravid spot, and as that gravid spot, it's behind. I can't really describe it. It's like this small black dot near the anal fin, and it'll become bigger as they become pregnant. And I've got a video on like my channel from ages ago on how to tell if a guppy's pregnant or something like that. That's probably the best video to watch. But basically they'll just get really, really big and then they become squared off and then they lay. So if your fish is really fat, it can either be dropsy, which I hope it's not. Dropsy is when the fish starts pine coning and the scales start poking out like a pine cone. So if your fish looks like that, then that's not good. But if your fish becomes plump and that little spot becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, that's how you know when it's pregnant and going to get birth. So yeah. What are some species you'd like to add to KFS? Quite a few, actually. Like, I wouldn't be lying if I said everything. One of the things that I've had to tone back on a bit is the epistogrammas, and that's something that I've been really passionate about and made a lot of videos about and talked up a lot. And something that I've got like orange flash at the moment, but I really haven't been putting a lot of effort into breeding them. And yeah, it's just because of the fact that they actually take up quite a bit of space. And the reason they take up a lot of space is because, one sec. This is a bit crazy. We'll just delete everyone and then it makes it a little bit easier. This is a bit crazy. Sorry guys, is the stream lagging at all? I don't really want it to be lagging. And sorry for everyone who's watching this on replay because it's a bit crazy. One sec. I don't know what this is. Yeah, this is almost comical. I hope this is more entertaining than the actual stream, but here we go. Anyways, yeah, if you feel like doing that, yeah, just cool. Anyways, so yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about before. But this is probably why we'll start doing some members only streams later on if you guys don't want to have to, I don't know, have to get some more mods or something like that. But I can't remember what my question was. Oh, the species. Yeah, so I want to add like a ton of things, obviously, and add more variety. But the pistos I had to tone back on a little bit. I want to make more discus. I've already got 2 pairs and it's probably way too many. So I'm probably not going to be able to get too many more discus pairs. I think in this facility for the moment, I always want to stay a hobbyist. And as much as I become a business, I don't want it to become like a huge, like I want it to become a factory and everything like that. But like, I don't know. This is just me being like, I don't know, you can think what you think. But yeah, like over time, I still want it to be like that organic, you know, when everyone comes to my channel and I don't know, it's really like homely. I don't want it to become like a massive business and I don't know. I just don't want the content to become stale, if that makes sense. But yeah, like there's a ton of things that I do want to add. But in this small facility, before we get bigger, I think the main focus is going to be like black rams and angelfish, some cherries. Hopefully, some cherry shrimp would be cool. Some discus and yeah, just things like that. But anyways, Daniel Keeping Fish is here. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining. And sorry, I'm just gonna. So if you want me to answer questions, just ask them. I don't just answer questions if you guys give me money. That's not true at all. And you guys would know that like I answer all the questions pretty much if I can. Sometimes the chat moves a little bit quick, and I can't answer all the questions, or sometimes I run out of time. But that's not true at all. Wouldn't setting up outdoor tubs be more efficient for you in terms of breeding certain species right now? Yeah, so that's actually something too that's a little bit annoying is I get bottlenecked in my business by not having enough grow out space. So most of the time I don't throw out spawns, but I could be doing a lot more species if I had bigger grow out tubs because the fish would grow quicker. They'd grow better. Like they'd actually, like not my fish are never stunted when I sell them or anything like that. And I'm not saying that like I haven't ever sold a stunted fish. Like things slip through the system. But I always try and maintain my quality really, really high and make sure every fish is perfect. But when fish aren't limited by factors like ammonia and things like that, which can build up when they're in small 4-foot tanks, they grow better and yeah, you're a little bit more efficient. So I would be a lot more productive if I had like outdoor tubs and things like that. But I don't for the moment, and I don't have any more space for me to be able to do things like that. But hopefully over time I'll be able to. And yeah. How big do Apistos have to be to breed? So Apistos actually breed pretty young. Apistos breed at about 6 months, I think, or 7 months. Cichlids in general actually breed pretty early because they have to, in like a whole, I don't know, season, grow up and be able to breed for the next season. So most of the time they grow up, they live fast and die. Like, I don't know, they really are fast livers. And most of the time if they're big, they're able to breed. So most of the time when I sell fish, people have them breeding within a month. So yeah, discus are not a beginner fish. They're definitely not. I would definitely not recommend discus to beginners. Unless you had like a good understanding about how to fluke fish, how to do things like that. Like obviously go for it if you feel confident enough to do it. But yeah, discus are not easy to take care of. Like I'm having problems with discus. Like with the flukes and all the discus newbie beginner things like that people go through. So yeah. Oh, thanks so much for joining, Bobby. I really appreciate that. Like I said, guys, yeah, we have opened up memberships. I explained it a little bit earlier on in the video, and don't feel like you have to join at all. Like you guys watching these videos, I'm telling you, it's plenty enough for me. The memberships is just a way for me to connect with people a little bit better, a little bit easier. Like I get notified a little bit more when you guys comment, and obviously I'll reply to all the comments. But yeah, it's just an outlet for me to post some really cool content that I can't post on my normal channel, relating to behind the scenes stuff and things like that. So if you do want to join, I'd highly recommend donating. Oh, not donating. I highly recommend becoming a member and not donating, because you actually get something from the membership. And yeah, so not saying I appreciate everything everyone's done for me. So yeah. Sorry, my nose is a little bit itchy. There we go. It's a little bit better. Hopefully next time we do one of these streams, I can have the proper setup. I'll look into those streaming softwares and try and make this a little bit better, because I'm always trying to improve the content and make it, better. It's something really that I strive to do. Thank you so much, Ugly God Kurt, for becoming a member as well. It's just I can't, yeah. Thank you everyone who's joined up. And yeah, I'm going to, part of my thing with the memberships is making it worth everyone's single cent that they put into it, because I realize that everyone who's joining is someone who watches all the videos and really, really enjoys what I'm doing here. And yeah, Nick is pink. I don't know why. But yeah, making sure that all that content is something that I'd really want to watch and pay for, and something that's, yeah, anyways. Don't know, kind of appreciate the raw streaming too. Maybe we can do a mix of both. I'll just randomly do it. But yeah. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Maz946. Yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy the content that I put up there. Yeah, like I said, hopefully it's going to be really, really cool, some of the stuff. So yeah. Answer this. What are good centerpiece fish for a 90-gallon that won't eat shrimp, plants, or smaller fish like Ember tetras and Chili rasboras? Wow. Okay, 90 gallons is huge. So that's like a 8-foot aquarium, is it? It's something like that. What would I do? Okay. So I'm guessing you've got in your aquarium. This is actually a tricky question. Maybe someone here in the chat can answer this one. But I'll try and give it my best shot. So you have shrimp, plants, smaller fish like Ember tetras and Chili rasboras. So I'm guessing it's like a big aquarium with just a ton of little things in it. Centerpiece fish. I don't know if this would be perfect, but maybe a couple of sparkling gouramis could be cool, because yeah, they're most of the time, I think they're too small to eat shrimp. They croak, which is kind of cool. So at night you'll just randomly hear, I haven't kept them, but this is just from my research and something that I wanted to keep, but doesn't make sense for me to keep right now because I don't have any hobbyist tanks. I want to get some, but I just don't have time to keep them. Yeah, they make these really cool croaking sounds when they flirt with each other, I'm going to sound like an idiot doing this, but I'm going to do it. Okay. And you can hear it through the glass. It's that loud. So they're a really cool centerpiece fish. I think that they'd be good with everything you've got. And you can add 5 or 6 of them. They're probably going to breed in a big 8-foot aquarium, and you're going to really get to see what they're like in the wild. They're not one of those fish that's super inbred. And not that that's a bad thing. I love the fish that look cool. But they're a very wild fish. So hopefully that could be cool. You can enjoy that. And yeah. Well done on the sound effects. Thank you so much. I've been watching you for a while now, and also decided to buy Ornamental Fish Farming book from the website. Can't wait. Yeah, so I've sent them all out. I had a ton of orders and I actually ran out of stock, so I had to get more of them in. But all of them are gone now, so they'll be there within hopefully 2 weeks if you're overseas, or if you're local, it'd be a couple of days' time. And everyone who's bought the books absolutely loved it. I actually found out something a little bit crazy. And this is a cool story. This is something we can talk about on the live. So I was talking to the wholesaler who sells them, and he's actually friends with the guy who wrote it. So if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, here, one sec. Get to my DIY ghetto setup. Here we go. Take one right out of the box. So we're talking about this book here. This is Ornamental Fish Farming. It's about basically that. It talks, if you are into breeding anything, I've talked about it tons in other streams. It's really the Bible And it talks about breeding a ton of stuff and just little things like that are really necessary to having success with breeding and how farms do things, which is kind of cool. I got it from Peter when we did Peter's Fish Room, so he was the one who introduced me to it. But yeah, I was talking to the wholesaler, and he's actually friends with the guy who wrote the book, and he was talking about it. And yeah, like he was actually on that original farm when the guy like talked about it and set it up. And is it someone's birthday? Happy birthday, whoever's birthday it is. And he was actually on the original farm when they set it up, and he was explaining to me. He said, "Yeah, well, obviously it's not getting printed anymore, so there's limited copies, and there's probably plenty of them. So there's someone else probably who's selling them. So yeah, don't feel like you have to buy it from me." But he was telling me some ridiculous thing, and like I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me on it. But it was apparently like $120 Australian when they first released it back in like 2008 or something like that, which I just can't believe. And we're selling it for $30 on the website. It's a little bit more expensive if you're overseas because you have to get it shipped. But yeah, it was $120 and people were paying more for shipping. So you're getting like, I don't know, people willing to spend that much. I would have spent that much on it, and I wouldn't sell it for that much because it's just not fair. But yeah, it's a crazy good book, and everyone who's got it, I'm sure, like, please, if you didn't enjoy the book, put it in the comments, because I think everyone here who's gotten it has really enjoyed it. So yeah, thanks so much, Rix, for joining the family. Yeah, like I said, I'll try and make it worth everyone's single cent for that. So yeah. When I first add guppies to a Koi tank, Kois were laying eggs without problem, but then my guppies started producing. Koi stopped laying eggs. Any thoughts? I'm not too sure. Maybe because there's so many guppies that are eating the eggs. That could be completely wrong. Also, sometimes Kois do take breaks in breeding. I'm honestly not too sure. It depends. Oh, yes, someone asked the question, finally. Any luck with the Similis yet? So, yes, we had success with the Similis. So, the Similis have been spawning. By the way, Nick, your camera's focused on your microphone. Oh, here we go. Wait, hold up. We'll move this here. That might help. So, yeah, we did have success with the Similis. So, if you're wondering, apparently over here, they're pretty common, but overseas, some places, they can be a little bit more Corydoras Similis, by the way. I've just distracted people. I'm not very good at explaining sometimes. Yeah. Oh, don't do this to me, camera. So the Corydoras Similis overseas, sometimes they are a little bit rare in some countries. I'm not too sure which ones, but over here they're pretty prevalent and they're not that expensive. I have a colony of, I think, 6 or 8 of them, and they're very, very hardy. They're definitely a great beginner Koi, in my opinion, if you want to get them. Now, I was keeping them at a pH of about 7, and I noticed 1 or 2 eggs in there once, and I don't know what I did. Something happened, and I don't know, they bred. Liam, you gotta stop, mate. Thank you so much. They bred, and I was confused because I was trying to repeat what I'd done to get them to breed. And that's something important with Kois. You want to write that down, like when you've had success, like whether there was a storm, whether you used RO water, whether you did something wrong or right. Anyway, so I did a bit more research because I wasn't having success, and I was trying to, I don't know, I was going to let go of them because I was like, they're taking up a tank. I could put something else in here and breed it. And yeah, I love the fish, but there's no point if I'm not having, here we go. There's no point if I'm not having success with them to breed them, like if that makes sense, in my fish room where I'm trying to breed for profit. So what I did was I did research. We dropped the pH down. So we used fully, I think it was half rainwater, but it doesn't matter. Water that was really, really soft, so RO water. Filled it up with RO water, added a ton of leaf litter and peat to the water, and brought that pH down to about a 6, and they just went berserk. And I didn't know that they went berserk, but because of all that leaf litter down the bottom of the aquarium, we also added a ton of Java fern because apparently I like to spawn on that. We had a look in there and I couldn't see them. Like I saw a few eggs on the glass and I was like frustrated. I was like, where are these eggs? Like the females are thinner and everything like that. And Justin and I were looking through it, and we lifted up a bunch of leaves. And this is the kind of stuff that we'd want to record for the members and things like that, because it just, it doesn't make sense. Like maybe in a vlog it would fit. So we'd do that, or Anyways, we're looking through, and there was fry inside of the leaf litter, like underneath the leaf litter. There's just fry skirting around. We're like going crazy, like where did they go? And we were looking through, and we're pulling out individual leaves, and there's just eggs all over the leaves. So that's how they bred. We figured it out, and hopefully we can replicate it a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, like we've had success at least, so that's really a bonus, and it's hopefully only going to go up from here as the fish get older and fatter and get used to spawning, because a lot of them were infertile, but because we saw fry in there, we know that they were in fact males in there and females, and there's a big difference, like there's big fat females and things like that. So yeah, that was a good day, wasn't it, Justin? Yeah. That was really exciting. I felt really gassed up about that. But yeah, I'm writing an exam and I am enjoying your live. Well, I hope I'm not distracting you too much. I should be doing that. Like I said at the start of the stream, I have a bunch of uni work to do, and I'm procrastinating by going live. So I don't know. I'd way rather be here than doing my uni work. But yeah. Hey mate, what temperature do you keep your panda cories? So mine, I kept it, I think, at about 25, because they're at the bottom layer of the fish room. So yeah, 25 degrees. Why haven't you tried any dwarf cories? Probably mostly because space, and I haven't really like been that into them. Just because I've got so many. Whoopsies, that's embarrassing. Just because I've got so many different types of cories at the moment. Yeah, it's all about tank space, and yeah, I wasn't that keen on them. So, like, obviously now I'm a little bit more keen because I've gotten into the nano things. But yeah. Hey Nick, any suggestions for a grow out tank size for 100 alien betta fry? They're a couple weeks old. So I'd start them in a 2-foot tank, so like 60 liters, or like get like a 60-liter tub, and grow them out until they're about, what are they called? I'll look at a ruler. About 1.5 to 2 centimeters sized, and they're eating flakes and pellets. And then I'd move them across to a big 4-foot tank and finish that growing out. Oh yeah, do you have any alien betta fry yet? So I do not have fry, but I've been trying to breed them, and I've actually been breeding them. I've had 2 spawns. The first spawn was infertile, and the second spawn I'm not too sure because it's just been laid yesterday. And there's going to be a video out on the main channel, so you guys will see that. But yeah, I don't know. I think that male's a bit of a dud. He's actually got problems swimming, and I did get him for free. So yeah, but he's not able to swim very well, and I don't think he's fertilizing those eggs, so it's kind of a little bit annoying. But yeah. Anyways, I've had yeah. Is this a fish Q&A? Yes, it is. I've had 2 spawns, so we'll see if the second one's fertilized. Hopefully it is. If not, maybe I'll consider getting a different one, like a different male. But yeah. So many subtypes of alien bettas. I know, it's crazy. What do I study? I study a degree called property economics. It's interesting, but obviously I like doing the fish a lot, so sometimes it's a little bit annoying. But yeah. What's your favorite type of micro rainbow? Is that referring to rainbows that stay small? Because I'd probably say the dwarf neon, just because I've had it for so long. I mean, like, definitely one of my favorites. I guess, like, I don't know if they're a rainbow fish, but the honey blue eyes are pretty cool as well. And here's a good thing that I wanted to talk about. And me and Justin, I'm sure he's still in the stream. If he's not, lol. But I was talking to Justin about maybe doing a wild collecting video, because apparently you can go and wild collect honey blue eyes. And I was wondering if that'd be a cool video for you guys to watch, because we've got those fish super close to us locally. And like, yeah, I think it'd be really cool for other people to see, because I was just watching a video before this live on someone collecting bettas in the wild. And I'm sure that for them it wasn't that cool, but like for someone who can't do that, it's really, really cool. So maybe that could be a cool video. I'm not too sure. We'll see what people think about it, but maybe we'll do that. I think we have to go quite a distance away. But yeah. Honey blue eyes count. I've for Cassis, I can't even Focassus. Looking for a new one to try. Great fish. Still looking pink. Yeah, that's right. I'm still looking pink. I'm so jealous I can't have honey blue eyes. Aren't honey blue eyes endangered ones? Yes. So apparently, like, don't quote me. So I don't want to get like done by like the fisheries department or whatever. Apparently, you can go and collect a certain number to breed and then reintroduce. So that's what we'd be doing. So we'd go collect them legally and then breed them and then hopefully put them back into the wild and repopulate. It'd be a cool project to run and something that we can make some cool content with. So yeah. What Australian natives have you bred? So not any, because I guess the Boesmanis and the dwarf neons aren't Australian natives. I think that they're what are they called? New Guinea, maybe. Oh, thanks again, Liam. Hopefully I can collect blue eyes. Maybe. We'll see how we go. We'll see if we even do it. But yeah. Hopefully do a Q&A together with Justin. Yeah. So we'll get Justin hopefully on the next live stream, maybe. That'd be really cool. But we'll see. I'm sure he'll be really nervous being live because I remember the first times that I went live. Like, I'm nervous now. But yeah, it was like super weird concept being like actually in front of like all the people who watch the videos. So yeah. Thoughts on cellophane bedders? I like them. I think they're cool. I mean, I guess sometimes they color up into kois apparently, but I'm not too sure. So some of them are cool. If you buy cellophane bedders, you can probably get them cheap, and then it'd be cool to breed 2 cellophanes together and see what you get because you'd see what the parents were. That could be fun. But yeah. Oh, thanks so much, Raven. Keep being you. You're my favorite creator on YouTube. I really appreciate that. It's like like I've said this before, and like I said this on a few videos, but like, yeah, it completely amazes me how many people watch the videos and enjoy them. And yeah, you guys are just awesome. Like, I can't thank you guys enough for just, like I said, like, it's just the little things, like just coming and watching them, clicking a like, even leaving negative feedback. Like, it helps me a lot to make better content. And my main focus here is always just to make content that I would enjoy watching and, you know, not to be someone that I'm not. I think that's really important. It's like you won't see me going out and like filling up ponds with like random fish that I'm not interested in and like things that just get views. Like, it's all about the fish for me and like making sure that I'm actually enjoying this and keeping it a hobby. And it'll always stay like that. If it stops being like that, I'll just stop doing this. So yeah, thank you so much for all the support, guys. In my opinion, cellos are rejects. They are a little bit. That's the thing. You get cellos with cellophane bedders when you breed kois and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, they are like the fish that aren't the prettiest, but I mean, they have to go to good homes, and it's like part of breeding them. You have to. They don't get sold for as much, but yeah. KFS, a honey blue eye expedition with local viewers. Actually, that's a pretty cool idea. Imagine that if we did that instead of doing like a big meet and greet. We all met up and like, I don't know how many of us would want to go and do an expedition somewhere. We'd have to do it like, I don't know, wherever. And like a big group of like 15 of us go and collect honey blue eyes and do a big breeding project. That could be cool. So yeah. Oh, thanks so much, Daniel Keeping Fish. I really appreciate that. I really enjoyed your koi breeding video, guys. So if you guys are looking for a good video, because I haven't made one, that was definitely one of the best koi videos that I saw. So it was one of your more popular ones, I thought. But Daniel Keeping Fish has a great Corydoras breeding video that I really enjoyed watching too. So yeah. Well, time to sleep later, guys. Yeah, I should be doing that, but I'll stay on for a bit longer. I mean, I'm not too hungry yet. Dinner can wait. I'll keep talking. This is really, I'm enjoying this a lot. What about the skunk cories? Not much information on how to breed them. Yeah, I've actually given the skunk cories to Justin, and we've only got 3 left. So, like, that's the thing. I don't know what happened. So I wasn't trying to hide it, but I've got so many fish that sometimes. Okay, this is not working. I'll lean over a little bit more. Sometimes it's a bit harder to keep track on like on what you guys know what's happening in the fish room and things like that. that's something that I would have uploaded on the members channel. But yeah, the skunk quarries we had, like, I mean, I'm not hiding stuff from you guys if you're not a member as well. Like, you just find out a little bit later probably, because if you come to the streams and things like that, I'll talk about it. But yeah, we had 5. I think we lost 2 randomly. I have no clue what the heck happened, and we're doing this. And yeah, it was a bit annoying because I don't know what the deal was. I think they're wild caught, and yeah, so Justin's got them at the moment in a community tank. We'll see if we want to breed them later on. I don't think the chances of us breeding them are really high because we could just breed something else, and yeah. But anyways, in order for you to expand your channel, I think you should make it less factual. For instance, like George's channel. Yeah, see, I don't know. I disagree with that because, like, for me, it's never been really about the numbers. Obviously, I want to make content that appeals to a lot of people, but like George does his thing, and I'm sure he has no clue who I am. Like, George does his thing, and his videos are cool, and that's obviously what he likes to do. If I started randomly making videos like that, it just wouldn't be like me. And like, I mean, I've made informational videos for as long as I can remember, so, and that's all that's on the channel, like, besides the vlogs now, which I think is my equivalent to what George is doing. But I try and just do my thing, and yeah, like I could make videos like that, but it's just, yeah, it's not what I want to do. So I don't know. It's not about the numbers. Raven, he needs all the money he can get. Next time you're at the fish room, write down the corridor breeding video. I have to keep reminding you. Sorry for being annoying. No, keep reminding me. It's on my to-do list. I promise you. I'm guaranteeing you it's somewhere. What's it called? I had it somewhere on my notes. Sorry, I just got distracted by my phone. But yeah, the cave video too. I know I've got so many videos to do. It's a little bit tricky now with uni, but I'll try and get through them all eventually. That'll all happen. So yeah. KFS, is there a way to control when angels will spawn? Baines Aquatics keeps having issues with them spawning late at night, and he misses his chance to pull the eggs. So I think I answered that earlier on. Just adjust the lighting, maybe. Control the lighting, and then you'll be able to get the spawn, hopefully. I think I missed a couple of good questions. There we go. I wanted to try cherry shrimp, and it works really well in my tank. That's great. Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of people's fish tanks. You want to you want to try a bunch of things and like that you're interested in. But if something doesn't work, like if it doesn't match with your tap water or things like that, and it makes it hard, this is annoying me. This is not working. Then I wouldn't do it. But if you are good at breeding cherry shrimp, don't change anything. That's great that it's working for you. So yeah. I have a question. How do you keep the pH down in the water? I also live in Australia, but in Sydney, and the pH is always in the water is always of high pH. So the way pH works here in Australia is, I don't know about Sydney, but Australia, I'm not Australia. In Brisbane, we have flooded dams. So what that means is we flood a bunch of area, and most of that area is rocky, and that's how we make the dam. And the problem with that is that, like, it's not a problem, I guess, but the rocks and things like that raise the KH, and then the pH goes up, so that like the pH comes up to like a 7.8 or something like that. So a lot of the water is really, really hard around here. What you need to do is, if you want to bring that pH down, you need to bring the hardness of the water down, and that will help neutralize that pH. So it's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. But what you need to do to bring the pH down consistently, because you can use things like driftwood and catappa leaves, and I probably explained it wrong in previous videos, and that's just because I'm learning too. From my experience, what you need to do is bring that like water hardness down, either using RO water or rainwater. And what that means is that pH will stay down for longer, because, yeah, I think it's KH neutralizes acids. So if you have a high KH, I think I've got it wrong. I think I don't remember. I think it's the KH neutralizes acids and it makes that pH go back up. So if you can get the KH out of the water, then it helps you a lot, and that brings the pH down. So then you can add tannins like Indian almond leaves, and it actually stays low. It doesn't go low for a day and shock the fish. Can you please give me some tips on a planted aquarium because I'm a beginner in this hobby? Yeah. So if you guys want to go like learn in depth, I probably got a video. I think I've got one, 7 tips for growing plants. That's probably the best thing. My tips now would be to get, if you want to have a lot of success, do some aqua soil. So get a good aqua soil. You don't need to do that at all. You can just use gravel. Get easy plants to take care of. So I've got a video on that. Add fertilizer and have good lighting. So yeah. How are the L134s going? They're going great. They're actually putting on a lot of size, eating well. They've grown quite a bit. Like I've noticed my Zebs and things like that don't grow as quick, and same with the L201s, but these guys just like are real big meaty boys. So I've got 8 of them doing really, really well. Hopefully they'll breed next year, I think. This time next year, maybe they'll breed. Probably a little bit later, to be honest. Probably this time, 2 years' time, but we'll see. Hopefully when they breed, it's like clockwork and it all pays off. But I really, really like keeping the plecos, like especially the L134s and the Zebs are definitely my favorite. And then the L201s, and then the 397s, and then the 333s, and then the 270s. So that probably just made no sense for everyone. But anyways, I'll try and answer a couple more questions. Thanks everyone who became a member. Like, I really appreciate that. I hope that I hope that you get a lot out of being a member and hope you enjoy it. And thanks so much for supporting the channel. I'll probably do 5 more minutes. We'll answer a couple more questions, and then my voice will hurt a lot, but we'll get through it. Honestly, give me 1 hour video unedited and I'll watch it all the way through. See, I'm the same. I really enjoy the unedited stuff. I think a lot of people don't enjoy that stuff, but I enjoy it. And if you are a member, you do get to see all those unedited, crazy long videos where I just keep rambling on, and you get to just see the fish, and it's a lot more organic, and because it doesn't have to do well. Like, it doesn't have to like please everyone. It just has to please the people who really like the stuff. And that's the stuff that I like to watch. So sometimes it will be edited. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll just be me with my camera in the fish room, just messing around, talking about stuff. So it's really cool. Favorite fish keeping related YouTube channel? That's a hard one. I watch a lot of pretty much everyone that everyone else watches. I mean, favorites. No, I watch pretty much everyone. That's the thing. So there's no specific person that I watch. I like a lot of what Dean does with Corey. That's a big part of my interest. I really like what they do. So yeah, I don't know, them and everyone else kind of is really cool as well. But what do you think about the L10A red lizard pleco? I really want one of them too. The red lizard whiptails are really cool. Hard to get here though. By the way, have you named those new pair of discus? I have not. Maybe I will. I think Justin's got the pair that you guys have seen. We've got a separate pair. Or maybe I was in the previous vlog. I don't remember. We've got 3 pairs at the moment between us, so we'll see how they go. But we've only named Lemon and Clementine, so yeah. I bought the aluminium plant for my aquarium, but most of them died. And some are wilting. Do you know any reasons? I think that's the plant that's it's actually not aquatic, it's terrestrial, and they sell it, and it's a little bit of a scam. So what happens is you bring it into your aquarium and you basically drown it. So yeah, make sure that the plants you buy are actually aquatic. Yeah, because most of the time, like I remember buying that plant as well. It looks really cool, but it just ends up wilting. So yeah, make sure it's actually aquatic. I want to buy the L10A, but I don't know how much to pay. So that's the red lizard whiptails. How much to pay? I mean, how many to buy? Probably 6 to 8 probably would be the safe number if you wanted to breed them. If you just wanted to look at them, buy like one, or as many as you want. But yeah, if you wanted to breed them, that'd give you a good mix of males and females, hopefully. I'm not sure if you answered this, but are you going to do a video on how to breed the dwarf neon rainbow? Oh, I should definitely do that. I completely forgot about doing that video. I definitely would consider doing that video. I'm just going to quickly answer this question. I'll try and come back to that one. But best treatment for ick here in Australia, I'd use the Blue Planet ick treatment, or I would use, just follow the label, or I'd use 2 teaspoons per 10 gallons of aquarium salt. Just check that it's safe with your fish. That's what I'd do. So hopefully that helps, Catherine. But yeah, so with breeding the dwarf neon rainbows, what you want to do is you want to have a good colony mixed with males and females. You probably want to have I'd reckon an equal ratio of males to females would work. And then what you want to do is you just want to throw a spawning mop in the aquarium, leave it for 10 days, take it out, and put it in a jar, and you should have eggs in there, and they should all hatch, and you can just raise the eggs from there. So they're pretty easy to do. I'll make a video on it, obviously, but that's what I would do if you want to get into it before I make that video. So anyways, I'm probably going to have to head off here, but yeah, I'm sorry for the ghetto stream, guys. I mean, like, I got the equipment that's not the best, and I really appreciate everyone putting up with my stream and things like that. And thanks for everyone for, like, we had some spammers earlier on, and that's just part of doing this, so I'm not too bothered by it. I mean, sometimes just because I'm a young guy, I get a little bit more than other people, but that's not a complete excuse. I mean, like, I'm sure everyone gets it. So it's a little bit annoying, but thanks for everyone who put up with it. Like, I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next stream. We'll hopefully do it a little bit better. We've got some more stuff to do. We've got to get the proper stream software, and we've got to get I don't know. I think that's the main thing. Try and fix this camera up because it's a little bit pink and weird. But I hope everyone enjoyed this, and thanks for everyone who's listened to the replay. And thanks, Bobby, for moderating it. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.